This is Margaret in Windsor. I'm trying to put up a video and I don't know why it doesn't. Well, yeah, my internet's jammed. Anyway, I wanted to put this up again, plain and simple. Jean Dempsey Terry, and I don't know her last marriage. I don't remember the name. He's deceased. Anyway, she's from Moulton, Alabama. She's the last living sibling in the Dempsey family to Lina Dempsey, mother of the twins, Peggy and Carl, who were murdered by their mother, Lina. They were born out of wedlock. I put this all up. I found out about my kidnapping. I'd written a book, MD, A License to Kill. It was about programming and mind control and the Tesla files that were stolen. And I used Larry Flynn as an example because he was shot while I was doing the book in Marietta. I lived at Moonraker Apartments in '78. He was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, about 40 miles away, maybe, by a program shooter. And his attorney killed, and how did that go? The judge shot, and then there's a question about Mr. Flynn. I was flown out there in a campaign to replace U.S. Congressman Larry McDonald, doctor, that I had written about and almost killed April Fool Day of '80. Now, all these crimes ongoing have stacked to high heaven that have never been addressed. In fact, I'm still in danger of even speaking out here and the things that are going on now due to another crime that was committed a few years ago, and they don't want that told. Uh, anyway, what I wanted to say was, Gene, the thing is, you can't get one Anastasia. Uh, that was really Anastasia, and I wouldn't get a legit DNA, I don't think, but I'm willing to try. But I wanted to ask Gene. I mean, this should have been done beforehand. Jean is the baby sister and the only one alive in that Dempsey family. I believe, anyway, I'm not going to get lengthy here. When she found out that I'd learned about my real name and kidnapping and was putting this up a few years ago on Facebook and YouTube, of course she didn't want it told. The truth told. That's been this whole scenario. No one, they commit the crime and they don't want me to tell it, the truth. And that's exactly what I've told. And you haven't heard all of it at all. I mean, you have not heard the beginning of all this hell and mess that I'm even afraid to put up at the moment, the rest of it. Anyway, I would ask Jean why she hasn't, she could have a DNA test made, and why doesn't she help me pay for one? I'm willing to have one made. I've wondered if it would come back correct at all. But I can guarantee you that her DNA would have nothing to do with mine. So at least all the people that are asking, some of the people why I don't have a DNA and put it up, I doubt that seriously that it would be a real DNA of me. But I'm willing to try. And I'd ask Jean why she doesn't do the same. She got my phone number, and that was my fault that I allowed it to get out and she had it. But she called me only when she saw, to shut me up, that I was on Facebook and YouTube. She called me and she started out by saying, well, you know, that's crazy, that. So they played the crazy card. There's nobody crazy in this. There's just evil people who have lied and committed crimes and don't want the truth told. And will go get you when you put it out there, which is what I did. She knows I told the truth. They all do. They just never thought that I would find out and be able to verbalize it. So, when she first called me, got my phone number, and that was my fault, I suppose, that I allowed her to get it. But she came on like attacking me. Then I told her about some things that happened with her sibling that was just older than her, Annie Carter, Dempsey Carter. She lived in Carlisle, Kentucky. And what she had told me when I had the car furnished by Hustler, and it looked like in the magazine, which made it appear that I had some support, you know, Then later I went back when the car was gone back and I was thrown on the street again, sidewalk, wherever. And I was back at her place just to try to have a place to live. And I found out then she did a switch. It looked like, well, hey, nobody's backing her up on it. We'll get her. Shut her up. And I heard her on the phone with Lina, her sister, the mother of the twins. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. Jean, if why don't you go and have a DNA done, a real one? And, I mean, the sheriff's department and all that, they always have known the truth, but it'd be nice if you went to the DNA maybe and said, hey, I'm willing to go and have my DNA put up here, and then I'll have mine done. And that ought to say, hey, they don't match, so what's wrong with this picture?